Welcome to the Community Difference Plano. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. And hosted by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group. And sponsored by Jacqueline Crider with PBJ Mortgage. Tyler Clifton with Harvest Business Solutions. Jim Thomas, Business Consulting and Funding. Scott Johnson with Fireboss Realty. Diane Castle with Castle to Castle. Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators. Asia Mahmood with Windhaven Academy. Lauren Gill with My Live, Love, Travel. And by Megan Schaffer with the Hive of the Happily Insured.
The Community Difference Plano was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts and insights about being a professional along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Plano starts now.
Good morning, Plano. It is 11:32 on a very hot Wednesday morning. We have a small reprieve this weekend, and then it's 8 straight days of 100 degrees. But we don't care about that because we're indoors, and we want to welcome you to the Community Difference Plano, a podcast firmly rooted at the intersection of business development and community involvement. I am your host, Nathan Smith, with the Enfuego Group, where we specialize in guiding your personal finances and offering tailored small business solutions. We're not just about financial freedom. We're passionate about empowering aspiring entrepreneurs to break free from corporate America. So I invite you to join us on our mission to ignite the fire for freedom and help you live life on fire. It is a new month, and we are excited. With the new month comes a new outstanding business topic this month: differentiation, right? How do you stand out in a crowded market? The art of standing out in a crowded market. It is an art because most people aren't doing it. So, there's got to be an art form to it at some point. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to teach you how to do that. We've got some amazing guests and co-hosts that are going to be a part of that process and that discussion. In a moment, we'll jump into our What's Up Plano segment, letting you know exactly what you need to know that's happening in and around the great city of Plano, the city of excellence. We have a special guest just for that segment, which I'll introduce here in just a moment. But in order to help me kick off the show, I need to bring in my wonderful co-host. She's an enthusiastic travel expert specializing in crafting unforgettable experiences for her clients. She has a passion for exploration and a deep understanding of destinations ranging from Europe to the Caribbean. She combines her extensive travels with a dedication to personalized itineraries. Active in her community, she also curates captivating travel packages to support nonprofit fundraising efforts. Please welcome, with My Live Love Travel, Lauren Gill.
Good morning, Nathan. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
What are you most excited about this morning?
Ooh, just this topic. I think it's super fun and intriguing, and I'm looking forward to the lively discussion that we'll have.
Well, we need to bring in your partner in crime, a seasoned Texas-based lender with 20 years plus of experience, committed to educating, empathizing, if I could read, and empowering her clients through the mortgage process, believing that homeownership should be straightforward. She and her team strive to make the process as simple as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich while providing valuable insight and unwavering support to our clients. With PBJ Mortgage, please welcome Jax Crider.
Hey, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm just trying to stay cool because, it's 800 degrees outside.
Yeah, we get 3 days of the 90s after tomorrow. And then 8 days of 100, as it currently
what
stands.
We're saying is that we're going to all book a trip with Lauren so we can escape the heat, because that's probably what we need to do.
Somewhere. Yeah. I love it when people are like, oh, it's 60 in the mountains in Colorado. I'm like, well, okay, great. But, what do we expect? We live in Texas for 20 years. We know exactly what it was nice. And then really, as August typically does, it smacks you in the face. And then you kind of have it through September. And then
I was gonna say,
maybe
but in December when we're grilling in shorts outside, we'll be doing great. And in Colorado, they'll be
True.
in
that's true.
tons of snow. So there you go.
That's true. Well, let's bring in our first guest, a dynamic multipreneur, devoted wife, homeschooling mother of 4, who has mastered the art of multitasking, over 20 years of experience in the photography industry. She has built a successful business known for its personalized approach to capturing meaningful moments. From professional headshots to family sessions, her keen eye for detail and passion for her craft have made her a sought-after photographer in the community. With Lisa Rausa Photography, please welcome Lisa Rausa.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I obviously have the photography business, but I'm interested in the homeschooling side because we're getting into that in our household, and it's quite the task to undertake.
It is definitely the task, and we have from kinder all the way to senior. So yeah,
I may need to connect you with my wife at some point for that alone, so she would.
I'd be happy to help.
What are you most excited about this morning?
I'm excited to be here. I think this is fun. I'm excited to see where this goes and to help out. I love the topic that you guys have, and I'm just excited to be a part of this.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Let's bring in our next guest. After a rewarding career as a naval officer and military consultant, she has found her true calling, empowering women to take charge of their health and well-being. Driven to change the narrative that dismisses women's health concerns, she guides her clients to uncover the root cause of their symptoms using functional testing and holistic nutritional practices. Her passion is helping women realize that they can achieve freedom and vitality without the constraints of a restrictive lifestyle. With Eleanor Duelley Nutrition, please welcome Eleanor Duelley.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Good morning. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
How long were you in the Navy?
I was in the Navy 6 years.
6 years. Okay. What
Yeah.
made you, how did you know that 6 years was enough?
It was just time. What I was doing, which was ship driving, was a really arduous, and it wasn't what I wanted to do forever. So I did my tours and happily left.
Did you say ship driving?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You're the first naval ship driver we've ever had on the podcast.
Oh, really?
That much.
Yes.
Just casual drop set. I just drove the ships. No big deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
Well, I was gonna say, and didn't you say your husband was a lifer, right?
He was a naval aviator. So yeah, when we got married, I chose to get out and follow his career because in the Navy and our professions, having two at the same time is very unlikely that you would live together. So,
well, good. What are you most excited about this morning?
I'm just excited to connect with you guys. I love learning about other people's businesses and just offering any advice and sharing in any hardships that can prevent other people from experiencing them.
Well, yeah, you're speaking our language at our household, so love to connect with you as well afterwards. And then before we go to break here, we're going to feature him on our What's Up Plano segment, but I want to go ahead and introduce him. Currently serving as the Growth and Evangelism Chair at First Christian Church of Plano, a Disciples of Christ congregation that seeks to build its community around biblical teachings, acceptance, and a blended worship experience. A background in nonprofit work, he's passionate about making the world a better place through meaningful relationships and partnerships. Been married for nearly 5 years to his wife, Nicole. Also volunteers as a youth sponsor at the church and sings in the praise and worship band. So he's multi-talented. Please welcome Chris Calmorgan.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Looking forward to hearing from you in our What's Up segment in just a moment. What are you most excited about this morning?
Having the opportunity to come on here on this wonderful platform, a community platform for the Plano community, and so getting the word out, being able to share that with you guys this morning. So,
well, we'll jump right into that as soon as we hit our commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hit our sponsors and then let you guys enjoy them for just a moment. When we come back, we'll find out what's going on in Plano. We'll be right back.
The Community Difference Plano is made possible by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, connecting charities to fundraising solutions, Jim Thomas, business consultant and business funding expert, Tyler Clifton with Harvest Business Solutions, Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators, Asiya Mahmood with Windhaven Academy, Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel, Scott Johnson with Fireboss Realty, Jacqueline Crider with PBJ Mortgage, and by Megan Schoffer with the Hive of the Happily Insured. The Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
Are you ready?
Because it's time for
What's Up Plano?
What's Up Plano, where we talk about all the things that are going on in our great city, what you need to know, and what is important to you. Sponsor of What's Up Plano is the great Voodoo Brewery right there in downtown. If you're looking for a fantastic spot to unwind, grab a delicious craft beer, and support a local business, look no further than Plano Brewery. They're not your typical chain. This brewery is locally owned and operated, so you're giving back to the community when you visit. They have a huge selection of beers, including some very unique offerings you won't find anywhere else. One of them is called the Oh Mama, and it is delicious. It's a traditional golden American lager brewed for the Still City in collaboration with the American rock band Styx. If you're a Steelers fan, you're familiar with how they play Styx, the Renegade, at the end of the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter if they're behind. If you're a Cowboys fan, maybe this is not the beer for you, but you definitely want to check out Voodoo Brewery. They have a wide selection of delicious beers, pub fare, and a family-friendly environment. So when you're in downtown Plano, swing by, tell them you heard about it on the Community Difference for 20% off your first beer. Speaking of Voodoo Brewery, our monthly happy hour will be there. But before I tell you about that, we have a new event that, all the things that we talk about on the show, the topics, they come from experience from the creator of The Difference, Lyndon, who's also producing the show. And, we share those with you on air. We share them in our shorts and reels, and obviously our co-hosts and our guests, we take that and we use that in our own business, but we want to have a platform to be able to really teach other business owners that may not be on the podcast, may not want to be on the podcast. Maybe you don't like your face shown, whatever that looks like. We call that the Business Development Alliance, the Community Difference Business Development Alliance. And we're launching a pod, what we call a pod, call it a chapter, whatever makes you, we're calling it pod in Plano. The first one is going to be on August the 22nd. So just a few weeks from now. We are solidifying a location. We'll have that solidified by the end of the week, because right after we're done, we're going to walk across the street, or, it's going to be in downtown Plano somewhere. We're going to walk right over to Voodoo Brewery for our happy hour. So this will be at 4 o'clock, and the happy hour will follow right at 5 o'clock. So come out. You can check out the Community Difference Business Development Alliance Facebook page, and you can register there, or not register, but you can RSVP. We want to know that you're coming. Come along. We want to teach you the things that we talk about on these topics. So today we're talking about differentiation, how to stand out in a crowded market. We want to teach you these tools that you're probably not getting at your traditional networking event. Going beyond referrals, how to stand out, how to use social media as service media, how to understand the power of collaborative marketing, right? Things you don't really talk about in your traditional networking meeting, going beyond referrals in a sense, and really building an ecosystem of techniques and strategies and relationships that are going to help you to actually put these things in practice. The first set of curriculum we're going to be using is from a book that Lyndon has been working on for a long time. It's called The Entrepreneurial Difference. It's available on Amazon. You don't have to buy the book. We encourage you to do it. It's $20. It's probably the best business purchase that you will make this year. And we're going to be teaching out of that. There's a workbook section. Again, you don't have to have it, but it'll be helpful if you did. So come and join us. If you don't have the book yet, you can still show up. We want to teach you the things that are working for us and show you why what we believe is really the 21st century and beyond. There it is. Perfect. Entrepreneurial Difference, pioneering a new paradigm of ecosystem-driven business growth and development. And so you can get that on Amazon. Super easy to find. It ships in a couple days. But why we think this is so important is because this information is not being taught anywhere. Okay. And so if you're a business owner in Plano, come check us out on August 22nd. We'll get that location to you ASAP. And then after you've got all that information cream in your head, you can forget about it for an hour after you go have a beer at Voodoo Brewery. But you do want to retain it, so take good notes. Got a lot of things happening in Plano and around Plano. Want to start out with Lauren. There's a couple things coming up that you wanted to touch on.
Yeah, so I really wanted to highlight the Plano Town Hall that's happening this month on August 22nd at 7 p.m. Because it's going over the 2024-2025 city budget. You can attend in person at the Davis Library. You can also attend via phone remotely if you just want to like listen in and not necessarily participate. And there's also the ability to attend via Facebook or YouTube. Again, if you want to just watch the live streaming versus participating by asking questions. But I encourage in-person attendance, and here's why. I think it's great for city leaders to see that engagement from those of us who live in the area. Plus, it just adds that level of like transparency or visibility, accountability for our city leaders, and you get to see where your tax dollars are going, which is always very impactful.
And give us the date again for that.
August 22nd at 7 p.m.
So we will have because that'll be right after happy hour. We'll have a representative from the Difference there, hopefully in person, and we'll try to sum up. Again, I recommend you at least joining by phone. It's probably something you don't think about, but even as a citizen, maybe you don't have a business, maybe you do have a business, knowing where your money, the city's money is going. And Plano's always been a very frugal city, especially the school district. I know there's two totally different budgets, but just having an idea what's coming up, what the money is going to be spent for, putting your voice out there. Maybe you think it should be allocated somewhere else. This is where you actually get to make a difference in your community. Absolutely. So where you if you complain a lot but you don't show up to things like this, then you don't have a leg to stand on. So this is your opportunity to do that. So thank you, Lauren. Jack's a number of other exciting events going on, especially some around downtown. Let's talk with Michelle Hawkins, who runs downtown Plano, yep. And she shared with me actually a lot of the things that you're going to share. So I don't want to double over, but I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So at the end of September, there's going to be something. If you guys know, there's a place called the Plano Event Center. It's not in downtown, but it is more on the east side of Plano. They've got lots of really cool events going on all the time. So I'm just going to highlight a few of them in the course of this. But there's going to be a really amazing train show that's going to come at the end of September. So for, those of you who really like model trains, or you've got children who are really train enthusiasts, my husband loves trains, as does my toddler. This is a great opportunity. Kids under 12 are free. So that's awesome. And it's only $10 for anybody else. That's a good opportunity to kind of go out, and hopefully we'll be cooling off by then. But if we are not, at least it'll be AC'd, right? In the Plano Event Center. So you can definitely check that out. Then there's a really cool thing that happens right on the border of Plano. So technically it's in Richardson, but it's literally like almost just across the line, just south. There's an area called City Line. There's lots of restaurants and things like that. And every second Friday, they do this thing called the Boho Market. So they're doing that through the end of November, I believe. And this is they've got tons of booths, 45 different booths with local artisans. So I don't know about you, but a lot of times it's cool to kind of see Etsy in real life, I guess, if you will. And that's kind of what I think about, little festivals, things like that. So that's a really cool opportunity to kind of go out, check out some local, people, support them. They have live music. There's tons of food that's in that area. So it's a great opportunity to go out and have some fun on a Friday night. So that's something that's happening too. Then coming up this weekend is going to be the Water and Lantern Festival. That's actually over in, I believe it's Haggard Park. Yes, it's Haggard Park. So there's the pricing right there. So obviously today you still can get early bird, which is going to be roughly $35. And then if you want to do day of, it's going to be up to $56. And it includes I believe there's a lantern, and you get to put it out kind of on the water. So it's not the kind that lift off the ground, if you will, but this is just kind of a really cool opportunity to get to do that. So that's a kind of a fun event that's going on. And then
let me jump in there because if you go to the Plano website and you pull it up, it's actually really cool because all these they have a video of last year's, and you see all these different kids and adults and artists, and they're doing creating these lanterns,
writing on them
with all different patterns. Some of them have probably deep meaning, some of them are artistic, but seeing them float out at dusk, nighttime, it's a really, really neat scene. So if you're looking for something that's not normal, not your traditional event, something that I think maybe would be good for the whole family, I certainly recommend that.
Yeah, definitely a really cool opportunity there. And I like that they're not doing the ones that lift in the air because
Hmm.
unfortunately, sometimes I think those can create some problems, is my understanding. And so I think that's why they're maybe doing the water versus. But yeah, it is a really cool opportunity for you to kind of put your thoughts, wishes, I guess, out into the world in a unique, beautiful kind of style way. Last but not least, here at the end of August, and it's several days. It's like the 25th of August to the 27th. Also at the Plano Event Center, they do this giant kids and maternity consignment thing. So we all know, any of us who have children, all of those things are so expensive and they only use them for like 5 minutes, it feels like, before they grow out of them, don't need them anymore, whatever. So this is a good opportunity for you to go out and see if you can find some items that are discounted, inexpensive. So it's important to note that the first day, which is Sunday, that you're not allowed to bring children unless they're either teens or above, or like in a baby carrier, like you're carrying the child yourself. I'm sure it's because it's going to be a madhouse. There's going to be a lot of people there. And then as time goes on, you can bring children. And then the very last day on Tuesday, they actually do 75% off. So basically at this point, they're just trying to get rid of the rest of the items there. So it's a good opportunity for you to see lots of different kind of things. So if you're either pregnant, getting ready to have a baby, or maybe you've got children kind of in that mid-range stage of life that they're going through things really quickly. We pretty much buy all my child's shoes at consignment because she grows out of them in about 5 minutes. So it's a good opportunity to do things like that. And I know Lisa has some things as well that are, I think, children involving and otherwise. So I will let her kind of talk about her things.
I actually want to piggyback off of you for a second, Jackson, say those consignment sales are also really good for people like me who own a private preschool or a homeschool community, because we find a lot of great resources, whether it's toys or educational items there as well. So those are great for that too.
Yeah,
I hit those up all the time, and then we reconsign or redonate back to them when we're done with the stuff. So it's perfect for that also. I wanted to touch real quick on Abagtha Academy. It's just across the border there of Plano Carrollton off of 121. They are currently still enrolling for fall. They have ages 6 weeks all the way up to first grade. It is a private micro school that is licensed by the state of Texas, so they are inspected and regulated. But it's a certified teachers on staff, as well as homeschool moms on staff who have homeschooled all the way up to college. But it's a very, very small, intimate community. It's perfect for those homeschool moms who want to have that ability to homeschool, but cannot attend co-ops. So they want to drop off model, because they do gear towards that for those kiddos as well. So it's perfect for that homeschool mom that still has to have a career at least 2 or 3 days a week. They are still enrolling. And then also for us at Lisa Rausa Photography, we're coming into like crazy busy season with fall family sessions. And of course, Santa Claus has been in studio already this year, getting geared up and everything with Dasher and Mrs. Claus. So we've got all of that coming up also, with amazing promotions going on for those.
So how did you lock in Santa so early? That's
It's kind of I have an exclusive Santa. I don't share him with anyone else. Same thing with Mrs. Claus. I just feel like a lot of photographers use the same Santa, and then they're all competing with pricing, and it just makes it interesting. So a few years back, I decided I wanted my own exclusive Santa. He's the real deal, the real beard, everything. And we make it a full experience. My entire 3,600 square foot studio turns into a winter wonderland with 13 different Christmas scenes. So
that's amazing.
The Santa's mailroom, Santa's office, the toy shop, and paint with him, the whole 9 yards. It's a lot of fun.
I love that. Well, we're excited to have Chris Morgan here with First Christian Church in Plano. Chris, you and I were joking about then how churches get named, and we thought, well, I guess it was the first church in the area, the first Christian church in the area. I think it's close to 200 years old, or 1800s, right? It's been there a long time.
Yeah, I would say 1800s. Yeah, is when the congregation started. So yeah, we're as you mentioned, we're a Disciples of Christ church in historic downtown Plano. We're located just I guess east of 75 there, and right next to the Haggard Park there in historic downtown Plano. So yeah.
Talk a little bit before, because I know you want to share in a big event that's coming up, but just what is you obviously have your own job, but you serve there with the nonprofit and also with the church. Talk a little bit about what you do there.
So I serve currently as the growth and evangelism chair for First Christian Plano. So our job is to, our committee and everything is to get the word out and to partner with organizations within Plano to help just kind of grow the community and grow the congregation. And so that's where my role is. I also serve as the band liaison for the praise and worship band. So I'm one of the singers. So you catch us 10:30s on Sunday morning, right there at the church.
So tell us what you have coming up in September.
So September 1st, we've actually got an event coming up. It's called our Rise Against Hunger event. We do this about twice a year. So this event, what this looks like is it's an event where we have Rise Against Hunger brings in all the materials, and then we package rice and soy and vitamin-based meals for families. We typically do about 10,000 meals. And I know that sounds a lot, but it is what that is. We've been doing it for about 5 years. And so on September the 1st, we're going to actually have our next event. It's going to start at 10:30 at the church. It's open to everybody, all ages. And so if you got families or young kids, and you want to do a really great community event that reaches out to a broader spectrum. I was talking with our senior minister, and he said that this will be sent out to about 37 different countries around the world. And so, and it's, like I said, it's going to accumulate to about 10,000 meals for these families, mostly school kids who might have a malnourishment, request. So, yeah.
That's how. So if you talked about, your job is to help partner with other businesses or people in the community, obviously for this event, but other general partnerships as well. If someone wants to partner with you guys on this event or in general, what's the best way to do that?
So you can follow us on Facebook, First Christian Church in Plano, on our Facebook. We're on Instagram at FCC Plano. And you can also find us on most of your social media platforms as well. But yeah, or just go to our website, fccplano.org. We usually try to keep the calendar up to date as best as possible.
Well, that's good. That's good. It's exciting to see, you guys are doing a great job at really plugging into the community and being a force for good in that downtown area. And obviously that translates to so many people around the world. So Chris, thank you so much for jumping on the show today, especially on this particular segment. Look forward to connecting with you more offline. And when we come back, guys, we're going to jump to our topic today. Jax is going to head that up for us as we go into talk about differentiation, the art of standing out in a crowded market. So excited to have her lead off when we get back, and we're going to jump right in. So stick around. We'll be right back on the Community Difference Plano.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
Hey Texans, hold on to your hats. The Mesquite Championship Rodeo, newest sponsor partner of the Community Difference shows, is back, bigger and better than ever. Witness the heart-pounding action as the best riders in the world compete for glory. Feel the thrill of the chase, the raw power of nature, and the unbreakable spirit of the West. Don't miss your chance to be part of the legend. Get your tickets now for the Mesquite Championship Rodeo or win yours free just for watching the Community Difference shows.
Unwanted pests in your home can be stressful. From creepy crawlies to critters under the floorboards, they disrupt your peace of mind. But don't worry. All Pest Solutions is here to help. We offer a comprehensive range of safe and effective pest control solutions. We target all types of pests, big or small, including insects, rodents, and wildlife. All Pest Solutions, your local experts for a pest-free home. Breathe easy and enjoy your life again. Call today for a free quote. 972-442-1169 or email us at customerservice@allpestsolutions.com.
Buying a home? It should be an exciting time, not a stressful one. At Proven National Title, we understand that buyers want fast, reliable, transparent, seamless, convenient title and closing services. Therefore, our services are not limited to our office or yours. Let Jackie Tobar and all the fine folks at Proven National Title help make your dream of homeownership a reality. Call us today for a smooth and stress-free closing. Contact us at 972-752-8540 or email at jackie.tobar@provennationaltitle.com. Proven National Title. Give me one and I'll earn the rest.
Get Her Done Home Remodeling, based in Wiley, Texas, is a family-owned business that has become a trusted name across the DFW Metroplex. Meet Robert Ridlin, proud owner along with his wife Kiana, of Get Her Done Home Remodeling. With years of construction experience, Robert and his team deliver award-winning, dependable, and trustworthy service. Get Her Done Home Remodeling, where your home dreams become reality.
To belong is one of our most basic human needs. Best Buddies International is the world's largest organization dedicated to ending the social isolation of 200 million individuals who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We focus on meaningful one-to-one friendships, integrated employment, leadership development, and inclusive living. You have the power to make an impact, create change, and champion our mission of inclusion today.
And now, back to the show.
All right, well, welcome back, guys. And I think we are headed into our business topic of the month. And as Nathan highlighted earlier, that is going to be differentiation. So how we stand out in a crowded market. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm in mortgage, and especially in DFW, there is a mortgage lender on just about every corner, it seems like. So it is definitely an art form. It's hard to make sure that you stand out, that people can really understand what you're about, what your business is about. And so that's kind of what we're going to discuss and talk about. I know that our guest probably, like Lisa specifically, I know you work a lot in photography, and that is definitely a crowded market. So how do you stand out? How do you make yourself look, being, from a very diverse background? How, what kind of approach do you take to make sure that you're really standing out in a way that makes sense?
Honestly, to me, it's education and building a relationship with them. So I want to let them know right off the bat that it's not a transaction for me, that I'm actually wanting to get to know why they need a photographer, what type of, event or what type of family session or wedding or whatever it may be is coming up. But then I also want to know about their family. I want to know, how many other people are in their family? What other events do they have coming up? Do they have seniors that are graduating this year? Is it, do they have a sister that's pregnant maybe? And then I really build off of that and connect with them and build that relationship from there. I have a lot of families that I have been able to capture their family memories and events for over 15 years, just keeping it in the family, starting with a wedding turns into their first baby, turns into maternity pictures, turns into the first Santa visit, turns into kindergarten graduation pictures. It just keeps going. Spring, fall, their senior session. So it just keeps growing. Recently, this last year, I had the amazing chance to do a huge extended family session that was 75 people total. And when they all came together, it really, to me, it was emotional, because it was like I had captured, the grandparents, I had captured their 50th wedding anniversary. And that was what started our relationship. And then from there, I had captured 7 births of their great grandchildren. I had captured, 2 weddings out of that. I had captured numerous different family spring and fall sessions. Numerous of them have all had my Santa Claus for their Santa. So it's just, it's emotional to me too. And I love that I'm able to keep those families coming back to me and building that relationship and knowing they're not just a transaction. The other half of that, like I said, would be education. Just knowing that I help them prep for their session. I figure out what their focus is. Are these images going up on your walls? Are these going to be your Christmas cards going out to family? Are these for an announcement for engagement or for a new baby? What is your color scheme? This is what we offer. We work with a private lab. We offer full professional services all the way around, including professional hair and makeup. I help you with that. I make sure that we're not overdoing the makeup, or, you know, if you're not a makeup person, we do it very subtle for you. We want you to be comfortable, but we also help with, you know, wardrobe, and we don't want it too matchy, but we want it to flow. You know, we want dad to look like he fits into the family and didn't show up in all plaid and, you know, all that fun stuff. So, you know, we really try to just build that relationship and the trust with them. And I feel like if you educate them, and there's that knowledge of, this is an investment and this is something we're going to have for generations. This is what's going to be used, you know, during slideshows when it comes to the end of our life. This is what it's going to be gone back through and shared with our great grandchildren. I think that helps them to see that it's more than just somebody pushing a button, which is sadly what a lot of us photographers are referred to as, you went what? To just push a button, you know? So it helps with that, with educating them and taking that extra time with them.
Right. And I think, Eleanor, you're also in kind of a crowded space in nutrition. And I'm sure that education is something that you have to do a lot of as well. Is that sort of what you utilize to, you know, differentiate yourself, make yourself stand out? What is it that you find is the most helpful thing to help you do that?
Yeah, I totally agree with Lisa. It's about the connection that you have with people, because especially in a space where people can get very vulnerable with sharing personal things, they have to feel like they trust you. And so, you know, allowing them to have their time to speak, because I know I've personally experienced going to the doctor. You don't really get that anymore. I don't know if that was ever a thing, but it's certainly not these days, because, you know, a lot of times things are connected and things are related, and they get missed because there's appointment times are, you know, 4 minutes or less or something like that, FaceTime with a doctor. So, you know, really, you know, having the time to sit and think through things. It's not like you say a few words and then I return with a solution and then we both go on our way. You know, it's really unraveling the person. And to stand out in a market like that, I am a functional nutritionist, but I really specialized in women's hormones. And so really understanding and educating again on what testing should look like. A lot of people have had the experience that your blood work looks fine. And, you know, they're pretty crestfallen because they're hoping for some answers to why they're feeling bad. And I don't use blood work in that way. I have a functional perspective. I have different ranges that really focus on how the body works and what is or is not working with your body specifically, because that's unique to you. So go ahead.
I was just going to jump in because both you guys, Lisa and Eleanor, a big part of standing out is storytelling, innovative storytelling. And, you know, the nature of photography in and of itself is kind of a story. There's, you know, it said pictures worth 1,000 words. Yeah. You can certainly create a story through photography and through what you're doing. Eleanor, you have people come to you with a story about, you know, where they come from, where they want to go, and you help them get there. But how do you guys, and I'll open this up to Lauren and Jack as well, but how do you guys, you know, think about, because you talk about education, you talk about connecting, but really it's the story that grabs the emotional heartstrings for people. Right. You say, like, example I like to give is a bakery, a local bakery that, you know, has passed down, you know, their family recipes for generation after generation after generation. And they share that in short videos online and just talk about how important that is to them. And that humanizes them and makes their brand relational to people. And thus that attracts, you know, people that are looking for authenticity and realism in the patronizing that they want to do. And so from a storytelling standpoint, how do you guys engage, you know, in the digital space or, you know, on your website, whatever that looks like, to show, you know, it's more than photography. It's more than just health. It's painting the bigger picture through story. Does that make sense? And Lauren and Jack, I mean, y'all feel free to jump in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a thought just here initially. And you're right, because we're trying to build emotion into that experience of storytelling. And so when I think about it, like in the travel world, there's a couple of ways. And as humans, we all deal with some sort of fear. And I think that applies to, Eleanor with what you're doing, Lisa with what you're doing, Jax, Nathan, finances, all of it, right? So when I think about the travel world, it can either be fear of missing out. So creating reels and experiences that make people go, gosh, I really want to explore that area, or I really want to have that experience at some point in my life. And then on the other hand, the stories I tell sometimes too are when things have gone wrong, and how I'm there to advocate for them. And, your flight's canceled. You have to scramble to find a hotel. It's 2:00 in the morning. You're not doing that all on your own. Like, I'm there to advocate and help you with that. And so being able to relate to the emotions that people have in those experiences, but being able to offer a solution as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you can really utilize the education through those innovative stories, right? You can kind of, what Eleanor and Lisa are both talking about, and basically do it in such a way that you're using it as your marketing, right? You're telling those stories. Like Lauren, like you said, maybe there was a bad experience and like, this is what happened, here's how this could have, been fixed. And here's what it is. And through that story, right, that sort of becomes your marketing, your branding, et cetera. So I definitely think, ladies, have either one of you two, our guests, have used things like that in your marketing?
Yeah, I was just going to say, to respond to you, Jax, it's like, if marketing is really hard for you, it's probably because you're not sharing authentically your story. Exactly. And because when you do that, it actually becomes quite simple to post on, if you're doing Facebook, if you're doing Instagram, or wherever you are, if you're showing up to talk and you're telling things about you and your experience. So for me, it took me many, many years and a lot of investment to find that out. But now I'm at a place where it really makes sense to share your story because it's relatable. And the beauty is it's relatable to the people you want to relate to. If it's not relating to other people, that's fine, because that's not who your target. Yeah. And so once you kind of accept that, the stress of, am I doing the right marketing? Do I have the right pictures? Do I have the right words? Do I have the right tagline? All of that goes away because people are attracted to you.
So how does that story, I'll start with you. How does your story, when you share it online, in person, whatever, how does it differentiate you from other people that are in medicine or, homeopathic or holistic health practices?
Because I offer something that I don't think many is offered or people even know about, which is really empowering the woman to heal themselves and educating and understanding that. Whereas I think it was Jax was talking about, or Lauren was just like, offer them a solution. Well, I've got a lot of solutions, but everyone is not right for everyone. So really taking that time to listen and go, you know what? Someone else has guided you to do this, and I understand that, but let's try some foundational things that start healing first. And that's just really what's different. And one note I wanted to say was that I had a colleague who wrote a online hormone program, and it was awesome. And somebody ripped her off and stole the program and tried to sell it in Mexico. She translated it all to Spanish and could not sell one of them because it wasn't hers.
Right.
And it wasn't the actual words in the material. There was no connection to what she was sharing. And that is what I think differentiates me, is because the connection in the words that I'm sharing, I have confidence in them because I know they are true, but it's also because it's a lived experience that I can share with them.
One of the things, Jax, you mentioned the word experience, and experiential marketing is another facet of overall differentiation. Why is my time with Lisa at her photography studio going to be different than any other generic photography studio? What is that experience? And so everybody thinks they're unique, right? Nobody's like, I'm the same. I mean, hopefully we all feel, our parents told us we were special and we all believe that. But in practicality, we've got to ask ourselves, what is the experience that I'm giving, and how is it actually different than my competitors or the other people in my space, or because that's a good barometer of the potential success that we're going to have of standing out, because both you guys are in crowded markets. Now, I believe, Eleanor, that you do something that's less crowded, but to the uneducated, they probably don't realize that.
Right.
And so portraying the experience that you're going to get with when they come see you, when they travel with Lauren, when they buy a mortgage from Jax, when they work with me in the financial services, portraying that is key in standing out. Because if you just hear mortgage or finance or photography or travel, you're like, okay, I've been there, done that. Well, that's not, we all believe that's not the case. So how are we actually communicating first of all, do we actually have a different experience that we offer?
Let me jump in on that real quick, Nathan, because one of the things I think that we fail is we do, and we've talked about this in our lunch and learns, and we've talked about this a lot in the book that I've got. I talk about that. We get it, we understand it, we know we're different, but we don't know how to brand it and we don't know how to sell it. Therefore, we can't stand out.
Yeah.
And we convince ourselves that just because we're different, but that's not how we're showing up. So that's the part, that's the disconnect that we've got to fix in order to gain the edge over the competitor.
I was going to say, I will call myself out that for years, I thought that because I really truly am a mortgage expert, that I really know what I'm doing. I treat my clients on a level that other people do not, the way that we handle the process, all of the things, that was enough. And it's not. If you're not doing those unique things, if you're not showing people that you are different in a way that is very, visual, either through the, unique branding, unique storytelling, innovative storytelling, things like that. Like, they're not going to realize, they just are not, because I made that mistake in my business for a very long time. So as an entrepreneur, if you're listening, don't make my mistake. Just because you're the best, if nobody knows about you, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
And I will say
that's the thing that we've got to do, is because, one of our core values is the care factor, right? Lauren, Jack, y'all both know about that. When I was teaching, I always ask people, what makes you different? And everybody in a room full of 20 or 30 would always say, because I care more than everybody else. Okay. Prove it.
Yeah.
How do you prove it?
Know?
How do you prove it? Because that person sitting beside you believe they care more than you. So if you've got to figure out a way to demonstrate your story, not just tell a story. You got to live it. It's life on display. It's professionalism on display. That's what we call the difference so many times. It's professionalism on display so that people can see us living out our brand.
Well, Lauren, I think, speaking of living out your brand, I mean, Lauren, I think, has gone more times than she's here. It seems like
Lauren's always on another planet somewhere, city, state, country.
But that's good, because that's actually the lifestyle and the opportunity that you want to convey to people. And you're not stuck in a cabin in Louisville. You're actually traveling. I don't even know where you live, but not Louisville, it's Plano. I like Louisville is my ubiquitous city that I always go to because I don't live there. I don't know why, but you're actually doing the things that you are helping people to do, experiencing it. In fact, a lot of times you will go somewhere before you start, booking that place to actually check it out and make sure it's a good fit. But that is a huge opportunity, I think, maybe even more than you're taking advantage of, because you post a lot on Facebook. I see a lot of what you're doing, but there's an opportunity there for you specifically in engagement with, I'm experiencing the things that I want you to experience. And I'm going to actually lay the groundwork ahead of you. I'm going to go and make sure this is a place that's going to be perfect for you and where you're going.
Well,
and I think that is
a travel agent that's never been anywhere.
Well,
hey,
there
Lauren,
are some.
where have you been? Nowhere. I've been in DFW my whole life. Okay,
people,
cool.
You know how many times I see people like on these work from home businesses, all about travel agent and stuff like that. I'm like, you don't know anything about travel. Lauren knows something about travel, but I don't tell them that. But that's a big part of you think there's a lot of people that think they can do what we do, and a lot of them can, and that's the problem. But then how do we stand out in that market? And I think this is such a pivotal topic, because you think about we talked about in, I think it was May, turning social media into service media, right? We're talking about providing a service rather than just promoting ourselves. Okay, being that trusted resource, which means a lot of our content, a lot of things we talk about may not be related to us at all and probably shouldn't be in a lot of contexts. Then we talk about last month, or in June, we talked about collaborative marketing. Okay, well, finding things that we value and finding other people that value those things and working on creating business together. And then we talk about last month, we talked about why am I totally blanking on last month's topic? It's so terrible. Oh gosh, this is awful. Lennon, help me out.
Referrals, developing.
Oh yes, yeah, going beyond referrals, learning to build business together.
New business together.
All these things, I should have had that written down in front of me. All these things piggyback on each other, and doing these things and telling about them and showing that, man, when you partner with Jax, when you go into business with Jax as another business, or even as a mortgage lender, or whatever, or Lauren or Lisa, you're going to have a different experience as a business owner, which means you're going to have a different experience as a client, right? Mm-hmm. All of those things stack together to help us find ways to stand out in a crowded market, because probably most photographers aren't engaged in collaborative marketing. They're self-promoting their photography, and that's about it.
That's it. Yeah.
Nathan, let me jump in on that real quick, because I'm going to give everybody a real tip on how to do this so quickly and so easily, and in a way that it can't be competed against as far as differentiation.
Okay.
If your storytelling is based on your relationship development, right? Whether it's your customers, whether it's your vendors, whether it's your partners, how did you start the relationship? What problem did you solve that created the bond? And if you're sharing those stories, that's what your next strategic partner is looking for. That's what your next client's looking for, is someone that, oh my gosh, that resonates with me. Okay, I experienced that catastrophe, and now I see somebody that knows how to fix that catastrophe, and rather than just let it boil over, it comes out in a great relationship that is a long-lasting, reciprocal type relationship. When you do those stories, nobody can duplicate that, because we say this before. What's one thing in your business that can't be duplicated, replicated, or imitated? You. So your story, your relationship development along the way, and we should have multiple of those stories, right? They should be endless. And if we're sharing those in a consistent basis, hey, I met this person one time, Jax, I was in mortgage. I know how to build those stories, right? This loan was falling apart. This person went out and bought a car right before we were supposed to close. Now we can't close. Exactly. And you told them, but did you give up on it? Did it fall apart, or did you find a way to solve it? Right?
Absolutely.
Now, what are the real estate agents out there that are listening to that story? Because they've experienced it too. What are they thinking? Oh, well, Jax knows how to get past the problem. That's who I want to partner with.
Yeah. That, this topic is so deep. I look forward to jumping in more. We've got try to kind of divide it up into different areas of the topic for each week. So we hope we kind of hone in on different mini topics of the main topic, if you will. So guys, thank you so much. And Lyndon, thank you so much for chiming in. I think it's good to understand. It's good to see, it's one thing to talk about it, because we all want to talk about it. We all have a story to tell, but how we do it. And it really, Lyndon, what you were talking about is almost a behind the scenes in a sense. Like, how did I get this person to where they are, and what am I doing to solve the problem along the way, or meet the need? That's what people want to see, because they want to know, is this person someone that I can relate to? Is this person going to solve my problem? And that's what they're looking at.
What is the saying? No one cares how the sausage is made. They don't care.
Yeah.
They really don't. They don't want to know. They just want to know that if they hire you, if they partner with you, you're going to be able to do what you promised you're going to be able to do. And sharing those stories of overcoming adversity are the most powerful differentiators that you can have.
Well, guys, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we've got a short segment. We're going to dive in a little deeper with our guests, get to know them a little more on a personal level. So stick around. We're going to show some love to our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
For Frisco Fighters prepare to reach new heights at Comerica Center this spring. From competitive matchups to exciting theme nights, you won't want to miss a second of the action. Join us and experience high-scoring, hard-hitting indoor football that's fun for the whole family to enjoy. Visit FriscoFighters.com for game highlights, tickets, or to reserve your spot at the Tarmac Tailgate Party.
Everyone deserves access to affordable health insurance, but with traditional insurance, costs can be high and getting coverage can be complicated. JP Direct Health is a simpler, more affordable way to get the health coverage you need. With plans for individuals, families, and small businesses, you can save money on monthly premiums without the need for physicals. At jpdirecthealth.com, we specialize in customizing coverage to fit almost every budget with affordable PPO plans and many other benefits. With over 100 5-star Google reviews, JP Direct Health is a trusted resource making health insurance affordable and accessible for everyone year-round. Affordable health insurance solutions are a proactive protection, not a reactive solution. Visit jpdirecthealth.com today and see how much you can save.
I'm always here to help. Thank you.
Enjoy DFW's most fun, affordable night out and catch the Rough Riders, the AA affiliate of the Rangers, at beautiful Riders Field in Frisco. The Riders are back home August 13th through 18th. The weekend opens with Friday Night Lights, a tribute to local high school football on August 16th, Loteria and Quesos de Frisco on the 17th, and Marvel's Defenders of the Diamond on the 18th. Don't miss fireworks on Friday, presented by Globe Life, and more fireworks on Sunday as well. Get your tickets at RidersBaseball.com. The Frisco Rough Riders, the future stars of your Texas Rangers.
Are you or someone you know pregnant or planning to conceive? Caitlin Smith is both a certified childbirth doula and instructor offering childbirth classes to couples wanting an unmedicated, physiological birth outside of the hospital setting. Caitlin has served the local community since 2021 and specializes in working closely with midwives, all while best supporting a mother's physical body, her partner, and the birth environment. You can contact Caitlin through Instagram at thismamadoula or email her at caitlinsmithdoula@gmail.com to learn more about childbirth classes or her doula services.
Are you looking to buy a home? The process can be daunting, but it doesn't have to be. With the help of a qualified loan officer like Paul Fisher, you can get the financing you need and get into your dream home. Paul Fisher, a direct local lender with Certainty Home Lending, has many years of experience helping people buy homes. He's knowledgeable, experienced, and he'll work with you to find the best loan for your needs. Contact Paul Fisher today to get started on your home buying journey. He'll help you every step of the way, so you can relax and focus on finding your dream home. Visit www.loansbyfisher.com or call 817-308-7361 to schedule a consultation with Paul. MLS number 2018111.
Now back to the show.
Well, let's jump right in. Welcome back to the Community Difference Plano. Let's start with you, Lisa. What was it that originally drew you to the photography profession and serving the Plano community the way that you do?
So honestly, my love for photography actually started when I was a teenager. I was raised in the military. My dad was always TDY. He did Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was never home. So we don't have any pictures whatsoever of our family together. There's no pictures of my mom and dad with us as kids. There's no pictures of my childhood really, unless it's like random things here and there. And so when we had kids, my love for capturing like sunsets and just nature turned into capturing connections with kids giggling and, you know, dad snuggling with them and things like that. And so as I started really diving in and studying the digital side of photography, not the film side, I had taken a course at one of the local colleges that went over how science has proven that if there are family pictures up in a home, it helps a child's self-esteem and it helps a mom with depression. And so that kind of dove even more deep into my passion and what really ignited what I do and what I offer and how I stand out from a lot of the other photographers in the area is just that I do make sure that I'm focusing on that side of it and not just we're going to do quick, JCPenney, everybody smile, say cheese. I want to build on that emotion and the connection there. I want mom to, hold baby, and I want to capture just baby laying on mom's shoulder. I want to capture, dad spinning his daughter around in a dance move or whatever it is. Even outdoor stuff, we do a lot of, okay, we're going to play airplanes. Everybody, buzz around the field like an airplane. And it's just capturing the true laughter and emotion in those images that really gets that for me. And so yeah, it started, I was a teenager just capturing sunsets on the beach in Okinawa. So
well, I was gonna say good for you for capturing those moments, because some of my favorite photos of my family are the ones that were like a little less staged.
Posed? Yeah.
Right. Like
The
we have
outfits.
this amazing photo of us throwing leaves up in the air, and like
Yes.
all my stepdaughter's faces, like one's like, like a surprise face, and one's laughing, and
They're
yeah,
the
it's like one of my
true.
favorite photos.
Yeah, that's your true emotion. And that's when you look back in 20 years, I mean, you can have 10 of the exact same pose 5 years in a row, and you're going to have the same emotion. You think about it, if you go to big chains, we used to do Ola Mills all the time when my son was first born. And I was like, every picture is the exact same cheese, So that's one of my things is, I started doing, it started by just looking at outtakes, and I was like, oh, but that's a really good, nobody's looking at the camera, but it's perfect. Mom's face is awesome. Dad's reaction was great. And so it just grew from there.
It makes me sad that you don't have any pictures as a kid.
None. I literally have one image of my dad holding me on Halloween. I was 2 and he's in uniform. And that's like the only picture I have of me with my dad at all the way up until I left home. So.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Well, same question to you, Eleanor. How did you get into your profession and serving the Plano community?
Yeah, well, it started with personal experience. Really, most practitioners that get into any kind of healthcare have their own experiences. And I was just having some issues with my hormones and, having migraines and just really not feeling well and thinking I could just go to the doctor and get some blood work and hopefully, get it all fixed up. And I was just met with short-term solutions and nobody really caring, to be honest. I'm asking questions, I'm being vulnerable, and just being kind of very clinically told, well, this is your only option. And so kind of just exploring on my own and deciding, I found functional testing and I ordered a kit offline and I learned how to read it myself. And I started experimenting with what are the things that I can do to start really healing these specific things. And it just kind of grew out of that. And once I found some pretty easy solutions to major problems that women were having with their cycles and things like that, I was able to, I was like, I need to tell every woman I know this. And so really it was a relatable story to women that felt either gaslit at the doctor. They were told that there's nothing they can do and they should just, suffer, that's just the way it goes. It really didn't sit well with me, and it really empowered me to have a place for women to go, to share, and to find solutions that are going to work for them.
Well, I'll start with you now and kind of work backwards. What is your vision for, obviously, there's not a lot of people that take the time to do what you do. And I know you want to get that message out. What is your plan for kind of business development in the Plano community in and around North Texas, maybe over the next year to expand, and so you can help more and more people that maybe you couldn't do just on your own, let's say?
Yeah, I feel like every person gets to a point of there's only so many hours in your week, and you are only one person. So as much as your heart wants to help every single person, I'm really looking forward to the plan of how am I going to be able to replicate the things that I hold dear, and finding other practitioners that want to learn, that need a supportive mentor, and bringing them on so that I can expand my practice to 2, 3, 4 practitioners, so that we can grow and serve this community for having alternatives for women when they feel like there's nowhere else to go, that they've tried everything. And so I think it's about teaching and mentoring so that I can also continue to practice as much as I want and create resources for women.
I love that. Lisa, what about, same question to you?
So we actually have a team and we're able to like schedule our days out more, especially when it comes to like our mini days with our bigger experiences like Santa, Mrs. Claus, things like that. So with that, we have a team that comes in and works. So we're able to actually take on more clients, so to speak, but they're still getting that more personalized experience. And then also just the fact that we have our lab is local. So it is here in the US. All of our products are made here. So albums or anything like that they're doing. And then just the outreach of making sure that our reviews are there. People know that, we're here to build the relationship with them and to work with their family, their extended family, et cetera, to capture whatever their needs may be. Recently, we've had some terminally ill patients that we've been able to work with during their journey also to capture just those last times of maybe playing a board game with your great grandkids, stuff like that. And so just branching out and letting know, that we're here and that we service those areas, and that to us, it's not about, the volume or the quantity, it's about the quality that we want to be able to provide.
I love that. Lauren, in the travel world, and I haven't asked this in a while, how do you balance your profession, which is kind of your life at the same time? So maybe this is easier, with, personal passions, and sometimes those overlap, which is nice for you, but maybe not the case with everybody. But how do you balance, focusing on business and actually growing your business, but also making sure the things outside of travel and outside of your business are getting, taken care of, and the way that they should? Try to integrate that together, I guess, in a sense.
It's a challenge. I'll admit it. I am just a very driven person. And so balance is a daily challenge for me. The biggest thing I do is like calendar blocking. And thankfully I have a husband who also doesn't mind holding me accountable. And he's like, you don't need to work right now. We can watch our show together. Cause it is just, I feel like the work is endless. And so it's very tempting for me to just work constantly, but really trying to be thoughtful of my time and, putting the phone away and being present with the people that I love. But those are my biggest pro tips. I have to have a visual to keep myself accountable.
Well, I love that. I think that's really good advice, is just kind of understanding exactly how to compartmentalize, but also move stuff in kind of a rhythm, which is really important as well. We're take our last commercial break. When we come back, a quick rapid fire segment is going to be a lot of fun, and then we'll wrap up. So stick around. We'll be right back.
At the Community Difference Business Development Alliance, powered by the Difference Media, LLC, our mission is to empower small business owners by transcending acceptable behaviors and outcomes into exceptional realms. We foster a culture of self-awareness, accountability, and proactive engagement, guiding individuals to recognize and overcome indifference towards transformative actions, habits, behaviors, and processes driving meaningful change. Through strategic networking, impactful content creation, and innovative top-of-mind strategies, we cultivate brand relevance and differentiation, enabling our partners and the Difference community to stand out in crowded markets. With a focus on building authentic connections, amplifying brand presence, and driving sustainable growth, we equip entrepreneurs with the tools and mindset to navigate the complexities of entrepreneurship with confidence, innovation, and resilience. Together, we aim to be the catalyst for difference makers, propelling them towards their highest potential and leaving a lasting impact on their businesses and communities. That's where our community podcasts come in. These podcasts lie directly at the intersection of innovative business development and community involvement, helping to bridge the gap between small business obscurity often seen in our communities. The community-based podcasts called the Community Difference Series are an integral part of integrating all facets of modern business development into a package of great content, positive impact branding, and top-of-mind presence, thus fulfilling the greater mission we set forth. When we set out to be difference makers, we can learn to make a difference and find the success and impact innately desired by all business owners and entrepreneurs. We are difference makers.
Are you ready?
Rapid fire.
All right, guys, rapid fire. We got 3 quick questions. We're going to go around the horn. No long explanations, just the answer. Just a fun way we like to end the show. What is one skill you wish you had mastered by now that you haven't? Lauren?
Speaking French.
Jax?
Oh, gosh. I don't even know. I really don't know.
All right, we'll skip you. Eleanor? A lot of high pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
I'll come back to you, Lisa.
Okay.
Skydiving.
Skydiving. For me, it's the guitar. Eleanor.
Piano.
Piano. Okay, perfect. Favorite movie of all time, Lauren.
You know me, I'm like a top 10 girl. Pitch Perfect. Sometimes
All of them.
it depends on the genre, right? Like,
That's fine. That's fair. Okay. Let's make it easy. Favorite comedy of all time, Jax.
Wedding Crashers.
Eleanor.
I was going to say Goodfellas, but I don't think that's a comedy now.
Well, that's fine. That's still a good movie. Lisa.
Honestly, I don't know because I don't do a lot of movies.
Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go classic. It's between Anchorman and Dumb and Dumber. Lastly, go-to karaoke song. Lauren.
I think we did this before, and I said Metallica. I don't know, maybe Poker Face by Lady Gaga.
Okay, that's fine. Eleanor.
Don't Stop Believing.
That's a classic. Lisa.
The House That Built Me, Miranda Lambert.
Okay, Jax.
Anything Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, I can sing all of them.
Okay, well, you're off the show moving forward. Just kidding. It's Bohemian Rhapsody always for me. That's a tough one, but I enjoy it.
Good one too.
Guys, thank you so much. We're going to give everybody 45 seconds on the clock to wrap up. Just your thoughts about the show, anything moving forward. Lisa, 45 seconds to you.
I actually enjoyed this a lot. I think it was a great bit of points and information for everybody from all different realms. I think it was great to get to see and hear just a little bit of each person's business and what their focus is and how they help the community and not just their business. And I'm just excited to really dive in and get to know each of you a little bit more. I know, Eleanor, I will definitely be reaching out to you because I know I am one of those that I don't believe in the whole pharmaceutical world the way that it is today. So there's, a pill for everything. And I don't agree with that. So I thank you for all your information today. I learned a lot from you.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm super excited.
Thank you, Lisa. Eleanor, 45 seconds to you.
Minutes. Okay.
45 minutes. Here we
I'm
go.
not prepared for that. Thank you so much for having me. I just love having dynamic conversations with people, entrepreneurs in all the different spaces, because all of the perspectives have a valid point, and we can all learn something from each other. And I love serving the community. I have a all female entrepreneur networking group. So if that's something that you're looking for, I also do that to serve the community. And, I enjoyed listening to you, Lisa, about the connection that you make with people, because people really don't get that when Nathan was saying like, oh, I'm a this or I'm a that. So I really appreciate that.
That's awesome. Lauren, 45 seconds to you.
Well, I just want to thank our guests, Lisa and Eleanor, for being on today and for sharing your time and your expertise. It was so appreciated and valuable and a great discussion. If anybody is intrigued by my background, this is the beautiful Tahitian Islands, and my Live Love Travel is putting together a trip in October 2025 to the beautiful Tahitian Islands. So if you're interested, please don't hesitate to reach out. And we do payment plans, so you don't have to pay for the trip in full upfront.
Wonderful. That sounds great. Jax?
Also, thank you so much to our guests. I always learn so much, even when I prepare for the topic and things like that. Things always I get a lot more out of it, right, than just reading about it and thinking, how are we going to best serve the community and others. So it's always a joy to come on and get to spend time. It also sort of furthers my idea that as I expand out on the mortgage side and delve more into helping people on the financial side to get to mortgage, it sort of reemphasizes, as Lyndon was talking about, what matters and how you reach people. I mean, that's the part that drives me the most, is helping those people. So sort of reminded me that I'm on the right path, even when I don't feel like I am.
Well, guys, thank you so much. Phenomenal show. Thank you to Eleanor, to Lisa. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the Frisco Fighters. Just ended their season a little earlier than they wanted to, but they did make the playoffs. So what a great run, a great partnership, exciting things to come with them in the fall. So stick around. August 22nd, the Business Development Alliance in Plano. We'll get the location to you shortly, and join us at Voodoo Brewery for happy hour afterwards. It's been my pleasure to host. Thank you to our sponsors and friends and guests. Have a blessed week. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you for watching today's show.
Community Difference Plano was made possible by Nathan Smith with the Enfuego Group, Diane Castle with Castle to Castle, connecting charities to fundraising solutions. Jim Thomas, business consultant and business funding expert. Tyler Clifton with Harvest Business Solutions. Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators. Asiya Mahmood with Windhaven Academy. Lauren Gill with My Live Love Travel. Scott Johnson with Fireboss Realty. Jacqueline Crider with PBJ Mortgage. And by Megan Schaffer with the Hive of the Happily Insured. Community Difference Plano. Together, we can make the difference.